This is a big week for Lucas Oil Speedway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's big. Like I said, the Hockett Memorial, that's usually for a sprint car event. This is our biggest deal here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So how much effort does it take to put on a 3-day show down at Lucas Oil Speedway? Just kind of take me through the process on what is entailed on trying to put something together for a 3-day show like this.
Yeah, it's mainly just getting the facility ready itself, freshening stuff up, getting supplies ordered. That's what I'm out doing now, is kind of running errands, getting ready for the big event coming up. But, yeah, it involves – it's about even though it's a 3-day show, it takes about a week to get ready for it.
Yeah. And this is probably I'm not going to say it's the biggest crowd of the year because the show meet probably is the biggest crowd. What is your biggest crowd? Can you tell me, is it late models or sprint cars? It's typically late models, isn't it?
Yeah, the Show Me 100 is usually our biggest event. This sprint car deal here comes in about second as far as attendance-wise.
Yeah. What do you got to do? What do you do differently when the sprint cars come in? Because I'll just say it, the first 2 years that we were there, the racetrack wasn't all that good. It kind of rubbered up. It took rubber early. But since those first 2 races, I don't know what you guys have done, but you figured out how to prepare the racetrack for sprint cars down there. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I tell you, I wasn't involved with the first few years, but I just know that Richard's kind of learned. You learn from your mistakes and what to do going forward. But like with sprint cars, we try to make the track a little more heavier for them. So it involves a little more water into the track itself. She put a little bit more. So usually, like on regular weekly shows, we start on Wednesdays. But now for this event here, we start like on a Tuesday. So get that extra day of watering into it.
Yeah. So saturation is probably a big deal to make sure that you get enough moisture into the racetrack, right?
Yeah, that and I think it depends on, you got to look at the weather forecast, what you got coming at you. And I say sometimes if you overwater it, then sun comes in or dries it up or clouds come over, all that kind of affects everything what you do.
Yeah. What does this race mean for the people that are in that area? Jesse Hockett was such a big deal when it came to the central Missouri area, the Warrensburg, the Wheatlands, the just that area around the lake. What did Jesse Hockett mean to the people in that area?
Yeah, I say it means a lot to them. So, like say, just like you said, from a local area, just Warsaw, which is like 25 miles from the racetrack itself. So, I mean, just in the area itself, he's well known, popular, even amongst the drivers. What success he had in his future at the time, it just fans have grown to love him for what it was.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to meet Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, not personally. I mean, I met him at a few races and stuff like that, but I never really, up front introduced myself to him or nothing.
Yeah. He was such a good guy, and the day before his passing, he was in studio with Kirk and I, and it was maybe one of the saddest days in our lifetime when we heard of the passing of Jesse Hockett, one of the great sprint car drivers of all time from this area. Let's talk about the purse and everything. And this is a pretty big purse, $10,000 to win on Saturday night. I know it's going to pay $3,000 on Friday night, but just kind of lay out the formula for this weekend. You guys have done a few little changes along the way as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we're one way to try to speed the program up for television more. Try to cut it down so we're not spending till midnight or 1, 2 o'clock in the morning racing.
Right.
But we've, like I said, the Powri have gone to the group qualifying. ASCS, we kind of talked about it. So what we're going to do, instead of hot laps and time trials, we're going to combine those two together to where their hot laps is their time trials. I see with the breakdown, the amount of cars, we'll knock off about 17 races that we normally would have probably had if we didn't do it this way.
Yeah. How many cars do you figure you're going to have in both classes? We've been averaging somewhere around 50, 60 cars. Do you think it might improve on that a little bit this year?
Yeah. Actually, I just saw where War posted they've got 64 pre-entries already, and then the last I knew, the wing cars were around 70, 71.
Oh, my gosh. That's a challenge in itself, isn't it, to keep the track in good racing conditions as the night goes on because you have so many cars?
Yeah, I think you just have to watch the track, see how it goes. I mean, we want it to be fast, but we don't want to rubber up that either. So it's a combination of keeping your eye out and see how it plays out.